a kid.
Hello, folks. Richard Moore, USAGSA. We're going to talk about the system they don't want you to understand. If we continue to expose abject corruption at its very core, I'm going to give you the breakdown and the architecture of what they don't want you to understand. And there's a reason. When you have these stakeholders, these private entities, including Homeland Security fusion centers, and the others that are not subjected and can't be subjected to a Freedom of Information Act for your request. It's inside of this architecture where these crimes against humanity are carried out on a daily basis. So I'm going to give you the quick, as quick as possible, breakdown that I've put together here. Hopefully we can clarify this. And thus, put a spotlight on these criminals where it needs to be put. And this is not a rumor, folks. This is not innuendo or some type of fringe conspiracy. This is all based on facts. The architecture is behind the harassment and surveillance and behavioral targeting, if you will. One of their catchphrases. And most folks think they're dealing with the sheriff or the police chief or the neighborhood watch volunteer. That's just the surface. The real structure is way deeper than that. Now, we've all been told that safety comes from your local sheriff, the police department, your school resources officer, or a few friendly community volunteers. But the truth is simple. Modern policing is not local anymore. People you see in uniform on the front end of a national, privately engaged system. Here's the first layer that most Americans seldom ever discover. And they're run by private corporations. They are Flock, Motorola, Planeteer, Axon, Amazon Government Cloud, AT&T FirstNet, Clearview AI. And these companies, cameras, the networks, the software, the clouds, and the analytics, government does not control the system. They subscribe to it. Let me repeat that. The government does not control this. They subscribe to it. If you're not alarmed, you should be getting alarmed about this at this point in the game. As I said, private companies are not bound by the Constitution. No Fourth Amendment, no due process, of course, no transparency. The community policing is a front. These morons that are color harassing and noise harassment, whistling and running mirrors and trying to look up people's pants leg and all this stuff, that's part of your local boots on the ground pathetics that believe that they're creating a safer community. Every city, every state in America. You see, the public that's not aware of this, they think they're just handing out pamphlets, but in reality, these people function as human sensors, much like a larger machine, and for a larger machine. Neighbors reporting neighbors, see something, say something. Church groups feeding information. Local partners tracking movement. Nonprofits gathering data disguised as outreach. Not a conspiracy. It's distributed intelligence, and it's a network built on the backs of ordinary people who think they're helping. The corporate back end, behind the curtain where the real power sits, the real power folks, Motorola Solutions, Axon, Flock, Planeteer, Amazon. These tech giants and private equity firms shape the entire direction of modern policing. They build the hardware. They write the algorithms. They design the networks. And they are the ones who profit from every single time another citizen gets flagged, monitored, or profiled, which is very easy. While the boots on the ground are responsible for absolutely manufacturing crimes for the nonconformist, the people like myself and millions of others that dare assert our Constitution privileges. Those people are targeted. The truth tellers are targeted. They're victims of abject deflection. The very crimes that these people cover and participate in are the very crimes they'll deflect and segue onto an innocent bystander. Oh, how I know. Thus destroying any credibility from that individual if they dare speak out and expose this corruption. Public safety is now a business model. And the business, more customers mean more money. The behavioral control, and this is where it becomes dangerous, folks. Modern policing is not about crime. It's about behavior. Let that sink in. Every school, every workplace, every police department in America now runs threat assessment teams. Did you hear what I'm saying? Every department, police department in America run this. They're not looking for criminals. This is the reason. I've said many times, I said, you just community-oriented police, you got this gaggle of pathetics out here, stalking and peeping Toming and drones and panty sniffing. How do you stop the first crime? The first person being killed, nothing. Where are they when they're out here with pink hair blocking ICE agents from doing their jobs? They're too busy sniffing panties, perverting, and pointing their fingers and dare call somebody a pervert. Talking about the pot calls the kettle black. It's not law enforcement, folks. It's behavioral enforcement. Let that sink in. Federal funding creates the incentive. Private companies build the tech. Foundations and nonprofit connect the pieces. Local law enforcement applies the pressure. Community volunteers act as foot soldier pathetics. And behavioral science determines who gets watched. No one controls the entire system, but everyone participates in it. Y'all get that good. That's why victims feel surrounded. That's why it feels coordinated. That's why it never ends. Because you're not dealing with one agency. You're dealing with a network. A system that grew without oversight, without debate, and without your consent. And make no mistake, states like Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, and rural America are perfect testing grounds. Look no further than Jackson County, Kentucky, where a single lady, Lorraine Valente, has a 501(c) animal rescue, and she has a spread out there in the country. And since she purchased that place, she has experienced nothing but relentless targeted harassment. Animals mutilated, animals missing that later returned dead with their eyes gouged out of their head, dildos in the mailbox, poisoning of trees and animals and grass. And then these deplorable pathetics that dump their trash at the end of her driveway. Goes on and on and on. What is her crime? Her crime is being a law-abiding American citizen. That was her crime. Her crime was she didn't want to conform and agree with the incestuous ways of rural Kentucky. And so Jackson County, Kentucky, the sheriff and his band of deplorable pathetics continue to target Lorraine Valente. And millions of others, Americans across this country. The veterans. I tell you, it's 22 veterans a day commit suicide. What they're not telling you is that this system that I'm talking about are killing 22 veterans a day. That's what I'm telling you. So no matter where you are, in Poughkeepsie to Pascagoula, if you're involved in community policing, that blood will forevermore be on your hands. And the curse that you brought on to your generation and generations to come. The reason they like these states, especially these rural states in the South, for the proving ground, it's in every state, by the way, is because it's weak oversight, high poverty, powerful sheriffs. You know, in Mississippi, if you're a sheriff, that you can, if you want to murder someone, if cold, or rape, or rob, or whatever you want to do, then the Attorney General of the state of Mississippi, Lynn Fitch, will support you and make sure that the state-run media doesn't report on this and that you are never prosecuted and that it's business as usual. That's some of the benefits of being a sheriff in Mississippi and in these other states as well. These states have a heavy federal dependency, and of course, the church networks are easily co-opted. Talk about the fake churches. We'll get in that's for another day, but it's alive and well. The part they don't want you to hear: the system only survives because people stay silent. That's the only way this survives, is by the people staying silent. When you sit back and say, well, I don't understand it, or there's nothing I can do, or I don't believe it, you're part of the problem. Staying silent is not an option. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. You ask, what can I do? There's a lot of things you can do. And we continue to advise, and the people that are associated with USAGSA, you will continue to get the directives, these actionable crimes that we're talking about, and who's committing them. You can take a stand with USAGSA, becoming a patron on Patreon. That link is in the description of this video. You can become a paid patron on Patreon. My link to my Substack, where I've written extensively about these programs and the people behind it and their tactics. As a paid subscriber there, you're supporting. Super thanks. For becoming a channel member, you support what we're doing. Without your support, we're 100% supported by our listeners, viewers, and followers. I haven't, nor will I, resort to hawking hats and T-shirts in order to cut the deal and to make things happen. If I wanted to be in the retail merch business, that's what I'd be doing. I'm in the business of shining lights, the light, and that light of truth in these very dark places. And remember, folks, in these dark places, this is where you're getting the alternate stories of how these people die. These people that have been marginalized, the voiceless, dismissed, called crazy, or they're suffering from some type of psychosis. And that's the trick from Satan himself, is to gaslight and to criminalize the victim. Enough is enough. Folks, let me hear from you. I welcome your comments down here below. Share and share relentlessly. Hit that thumbs up, that like button, folks. I'm telling you, all these things are important. Let me hear from you. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Until next time, God bless you.
I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel